Hello, I'm Zack.
I'm Zubeyir.
And welcome to our longer tea circle today. So we're going to continue our reading from the Said Nursi's work, The Words,
Yes.
from the 33rd windows. We are at the 4th window this time.
Yes.
So for those following in the book form, it is page 686. I have the English version in my hand. Zubeyir has the Turkish version in his hand for reference. So we will, I think, officially start now.
Yes.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وصحبه أجمعين. Okay. So, I'll read the English. We read it a little bit before before we started the filming. Some of the words were a little bit tough.
Yeah.
So we will explain them too. To be honest, I had to look up some of the words myself in English.
Yeah.
So I'll just read it. This is the 4th window. So this is the acceptability of the supplications offered through the tongue of latent ability by all seeds, and through the tongue of innate need by all animals, and through the tongue of exigency by the desperate. Yes, just as all these innumerable supplications are observedly accepted and responded to, so, in a large measure, do they in their entirety self-evidently indicate and point to an all-compassionate and generous Creator, the answerer of prayers. That's a short one.
Yeah.
There are some vocabulary words that I didn't understand, but we can, when we read through it and we get to them, we can talk about them more.
And I think we need to remind ourselves what are those windows. We are trying to look through these windows to the universe in order to understand the universe, the Creator, the God, and etc. Okay.
I have to check my microphone.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It looks fine. So, shall we read again, or?
Did you get anything from the big picture of what we're talking about before we go into details?
Yeah.
The first view through the big window. Before we focus on details, at least.
We are witnessing something.
Okay.
And what we witness is the answer to all prayers done by the creatures at different levels.
So what we are witnessing itself is the answer to the prayer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Answer to the prayer given by God to the creatures.
Okay.
Right? Agree?
Okay. Okay. So what we are looking at is the answer to our prayer.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe we should quote from the original text.
Okay.
Depending on the level of the need of the prayer, the answer becomes immediate or more clear, something like that.
Okay, so the author divides it into 3 different levels of need. The first one being through the tongue of latent ability.
Can we say different types of prayers?
The different types of prayers, okay, but okay, I guess you could say different types of prayers.
Seeds, for example, makes a type of prayer. It's kind of different than the prayer of the animals, or at least at the first sight, I think.
Okay, you're right, but let's understand the seed.
Okay.
The latent ability by all seeds. Everything is a seed, technically. I mean, as a human, in our mother's womb, we can be considered a seed that it has the potential to grow into something else.
Yes, that's correct.
So, just to make so it's not just we're talking about just seeds over there. We can look at this in our own creation too.
Seed of every type.
Yes, seed of any seed that we talk about is the seed here.
Okay.
So looking towards its potential.
Yes.
Latentability means potential.
So they're praying to be whatever they want to be, whatever they.
Okay. So an apple seed is praying to be actually not just a tree, but another apple.
Yeah.
Actually, not just one apple, but however many apples are on that tree that will come from it.
Whatever the potential is.
Which, if you look at the first seed, is all the apples ever. Okay, so then that potential is, for all intents and purposes, unlimited. I don't mean infinite, but you can't. If you were to start counting, you would never be able to stop counting.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally unlimited.
Unlimited, but not infinite.
Yeah. And what is the next type of prayer?
Okay, through the tongue of innate need by all animals. We have an animal side to us too. So again, this is for, and we can look at this in our life too,
yeah,
if we want to give that. But anyway, animals.
And this type of prayer is somehow different than the type of seeds, right?
Yes.
It's the it's not directly related with the potential. It's the needs. You become an animal. You were a seed, and you become an animal.
So it's not looking to what I can become. It's looking to
what I need.
What I need in my everyday life.
Everyday life, and to survive, to be.
Okay, maybe not immediately.
Continually.
But continuously, and the things that are when you look at an animal, it always needs to eat, kind of thing. Is that what you mean?
Probably.
So the needs of our daily life, which are more in our face, you could say, than the needs of a potential.
Yes.
Okay.
And lastly, maybe we should read the.
And this is the one with the word with the vocabulary words.
Yeah.
Through the tongue of exigency by the desperate.
He even cannot read easily.
It's a hard one.
Could you read again?
Exigency.
The whole part.
Okay, so I'll read from the beginning so we have all three of them in our mind.
Okay.
We'll talk about the third one.
Great.
So this is the acceptability of the supplications offered through the tongue of latent ability by all seeds.
Yep.
Through the tongue of innate need by all animals. 2. And 3. And through the tongue of exigency by the desperate.
By the desperate, yeah.
Okay. What's the terminology of the original word there in the Turkish?
The desperate one?
Yes, for the last one.
It's the lisan izdirarıyla.
Okay, which for those who know it, Arabic too, iddarar, which comes from the word need.
Yeah, you need.
Darar.
Strong need.
But yes, not just need, but immediate need.
Immediate and strong need.
Yes.
If that need does not match, it causes harm, it causes death, probably.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes. Since the root of this word is based on harm,
yeah.
If you don't get it, it will cause harm.
A lot.
Okay. Yes. To the point, yes, it could even be death.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and which is then by the desperate.
The type of the prayer is just changed again, but the audience, let's say audience, the prayers just become broader. The first one was the seeds. The second one was the animals. Now all the desperate.
But this looks towards the humans more in a sense, doesn't it? I mean, something that we can recognize in our own life. Because we realize that we're going to go into non-existence. An animal doesn't realize that. That's the most desperate of all needs. We will die and our life will end. I mean, you
can name ourselves as the most desperate ones.
Yes.
But probably even an animal must be a...
But they're not aware of their desperateness.
Yes, sure, of course.
So these three levels are in humans themselves, but it is at the summit with in all seeds we see the first level. Yes. We also see it in humans and animals. The second level of prayer we see in all animals and human. And the third level, because we are aware, we have a conscious that we can go into non-existence, it is shown in humans. This is the thing, I guess, that makes humans and animals different from each other.
Yes.
We realize that we are going to die and what that entails.
So what?
Okay, so they're all acceptable.
By him.
Yeah,
by God.
The fact that we have these feelings shows that they are acceptable, is what it's saying. That's at least what I understand. And he gave us the ability to have these wants and needs so that he could give the response to it. So he could give, for example, he will fulfill the potential of the seed. He will give the apple.
He says, the text suggests that we witness to those.
Okay, and
we witness to the potential of the seeds become whatever they want to be.
We witness that in our everyday life.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I think we have enough examples of that. How a tree becomes an apple. Animals in our own lives too. We go, we work, we get food. Okay, that's our daily needs. And yes, the English expression, give us our daily bread. Excuse me. So giving us our daily bread. This is our daily need. If we don't eat one day, it might not be the end of the world.
Yeah, but
Okay. But even at this moment right now, if I know...
you breathe. It's your daily need, momentarily need.
If I hold my breath, I can last for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not. I still don't think it's the same level as exists. It's a closer example to it, but it is still something that is not an immediate need per se. Why? In my understanding, because if I know that I'm going to non-existence right now, I cannot be happy with with even oxygen. If I have an infinite supply of oxygen, an unlimited supply of oxygen, but I know that I'm going to die and go into non-existence, that oxygen doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
Which is why the oxygen is only on the second level.
Yeah, I'm talking about second level. Yeah,
sorry,
sure,
okay,
of course.
So I'm sorry,
No.
how oxygen is on the second level, even though it seems like it's a much more intense need, it still doesn't fall into the third category.
Yes, of course. In your perspective, in the way of looking that you just explained, I'm the most desperate one of the universe because I feel the non-existence, the danger of non-existence.
Yes.
Then it becomes, then the air becomes nothing.
Yes.
Even if I die or if I have an unlimited supply of oxygen, it doesn't matter because I will go to the non-existence anyway.
Yeah. So all the oxygen that I had doesn't mean anything.
Good example.
So that means I cannot be happy at this moment or any moment. This is why it is at those who are desperate.
Yep.
You have nothing else can satisfy you but the this need being satisfied. Okay. So
we can witness to all of those.
we can witness to the first two, but how do we witness to the third?
Yes, you're
That's
right.
our question.
That's what the question.
Anything?
I cannot say the English word, but the strong need for the desperate.
It was given to, if we look at it from one perspective, it was given to us in the first place so that it might be fulfilled. God is the one who's creating all of our wants, all of our desires and everything else. So of course he's going to provide the way out. That's a theoretical answer.
Yes.
Okay.
But how do we witness that?
Yes. I mean, we can understand that yeah, okay, I can understand that theoretically. But how do we witness that in everyday life is the thing. One example is, if...
Good point, by the way.
One that I know if I know that I'm not going to non-existence, right now I am happy. Let's just imagine that I am in need of a certain piece of paper that will allow me to stay in this country that I'm in.
For example, yeah.
For example, if I don't have this, I will be sent out immediately. Or maybe not immediately, but I will be sent out once I'm caught. And I will be eventually caught and sent out, and so I can't really ever live comfortably in this country.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be sent into exile forever. And I don't want that. So, now I realize that there is a way for me to get this paper. I have to make an appointment. I have to fill out some papers and get everything ready, and I have to photographs and some documents, whatever. I get them all ready, and I make my appointment. And my appointment is 3 weeks later. If I have that appointment, I'm in a comfortable situation, even though I don't go to the appointment now.
Yeah.
So I can realize that in this world, even these needs can be satisfied.
Yes, you're right. So it might feel more satisfied, more comfortable.
Yes.
But how about an unbeliever? Or, yeah, of course, how an unbeliever sees through this window.
That's a better point. Okay. How does it? Mr. Knowing the unbeliever's belief.
No, I didn't pretend to be so, but...
But that's a good question. So how does an unbeliever look?
Let's try to first find an example that we witness.
In my personal life, I was at one point, I considered myself an unbeliever. I mean, so I can only speak personally for myself. When I realized that I was going to die and that nothing in this world or everything in this world was going to go away from me, and I would lose everything anyway. I was at the lowest of the low. I mean, I experienced this, and I didn't really see a point in living. Okay. So I can understand that. I understand this desperate feeling.
That's why you focus on always about the non-existence part.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's great.
So, what kept me from not actually, I mean, because the only choice for that is for one to kill himself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just going to die anyway, why live in this world now if this world is going to cause me pain? Is essentially what the reality of the situation is. So why doesn't one kill himself in that situation? That's, I think, the point. There has to be some sort of hope.
Yes. You were the desperate, and you made some part of prayer.
Hope itself is the hope itself
is the answer.
Is the answer. And if you lose hope, then you will go through with killing yourself. And
Yes.
may God forbid. But if you have hope, that itself is the answer. So I think the answer is hope.
Yes.
Which
if there is hope of any kind, then
yes. And we have to understand our feelings aren't given to us. So God is giving us hope to realize there's actually something. There's actually something that you can look forward to, but it's your choice to either accept that there is such a thing as hope, or to completely deny it, and then that was your choice to deny the
Yes.
hope in the first place. It's basically being a positive, an optimist or a pessimist.
good point. So we just kind of saw that even the unbeliever could see through this window.
Yeah, because there is always hope that what I understand could be wrong.
Otherwise, I would be the text suggests. What was saying there?
Desperate.
The desperate.
Desperate.
Yeah, I would be the desperate.
Yeah, I would stay in that situation.
Hopeless.
Yeah. Yes. So hope itself is that's actually the opposite of desperate hope.
So shall we continue?
Okay.
So we witness all those. What happens next?
Yes, just as these innumerable supplications are observedly accepted and responded to, we gave the example to that, so in a large measure do they in their entirety self-evidently indicate and point to the all-compassionate and generous Creator, the answer of prayers. By giving hope, it is the most ultimate form of compassion.
Yeah.
If he didn't give us hope, then he would be the opposite of all compassionate. I don't want to say if he didn't give hope, because it's a bad statement to say if God doesn't give hope. What does that mean? He gives hope. We realize that in our creation. Yes, there is hope, so that means it's given to us by God. And if we deny the hope, this is from our perspective, if we deny the hope, then we deny that he is compassionate. I think that's a better way to put it in terms of itiqad, belief, perspective. So we through this we also realize that he is the generous Creator.
Yes.
So by giving us all of the universe to show us and push us towards him, he is generous. It is up to us to deny this generosity or not.
Yes.
He is generous. We deny it, or we accept that he is generous.
Yes.
So, and that again is based in: do we accept hope or do we accept hopelessness?
Yes.
And the answer of prayer, again, it's the same. That he answers the prayer by giving hope itself.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you want to share with that?
Maybe we should differentiate the. I didn't have the English version. What does it say here in the wholeness or?
So
two levels are there.
So in a large measure do they the first level is just as all these innumerable supplications are observedly accepted and responded to. That's the first thing. So
each and every one of those.
Yes, so in a large measure do they in their entirety self-evidently indicate and point to the all-compassionate and generous Creator, the answer of prayer. So, all compassionate looks towards seeds, generous looks towards animal, answer of prayers looks towards the one who is desperate.
The last one?
Answerer of prayers, mujib.
Mujib, yeah.
Yeah,
The Arabic one.
Yeah. So the answer of
He
prayer.
answers.
Yes, he answers, and you can only
Wow.
you only realize that he's answering the prayer.
You just match the examples with the names of Allah.
Yeah, I think so. Because only the human can realize that he is the answer of prayers. Because of our desperateness, he is the answer.
You're
of
right.
prayers.
You're right.
Okay. Anything?
No, I think we just concluded the whole paragraph and the window.
Okay. So then, thank you very much.
See you next time.
Yes.